It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on Habscast.
I am muted. I don't know what to say. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know why I was muted there, but I think you know what I said. Suzuki, baby, all the way. um, wow, Captain Clutch, right? I don't know how many of you follow me on X, but I posted a little something before the game because there've been a lot of people saying, Nick Suzuki, he should be the one sitting out. He hasn't done anything all tournament. He's a bum, and a lot of it. If you looked at where this was coming from, it was mostly coincidentally it was mostly Sens fans and Leafs fans. I found. Uh okay, whatever. But I posted a little something saying, look, this guy in junior in the playoffs against the league, I didn't mention that part, but since he became an NHLer, he always stepped up in the big moments. Always, always. If you're a Habs fan, you know what I'm talking about. Nick Suzuki, overtime, overtime goals and assists, getting points to get the team to overtime. The way he came through, he carried the team on his back last spring when they came back from after the Four Nations Cup and dragged them into the playoffs. In junior, he did for Guelph there. They had no business winning, but he put them on their backs, took them to an OHL championship. Like, the guy is a winner, and he's clutch. And I had a feeling. I said, I think he'll come up big today. And sure enough, team end of a shift, his line mates go off. And we see it all the time with Montreal. Held onto the puck, right? Brought it into the zone. A lot of times you just see the guy will just, dump it in and get off, right? No. Brought it in, chipped it ahead, went in, got it himself, won the puck battle. I mean, I'd been more than happy with him just getting an assist on that goal because he'd made the play as it was. But then he goes in front of the net and tipped, beautiful tip. And obviously Canada needed that pretty badly. I don't know how other people were feeling, but I wasn't feeling overly confident that Canada was going to come back and tie that. But I don't know, after he scored, I don't know how other people felt, but I thought, okay, they're winning this. They're winning this game. Just like when Lafleur scored, that famous goal against Boston. It kind of a similar type, scenario where my team's down a goal late, get one, and you just had the feeling, okay, they're going to win it, and they'll win it now. And especially 3-on-3, when it really comes down a lot of the times, and we've seen it in Montreal often enough, where a lot of the times it comes down to skill. And I mean, roll out McDavid, McCarr, McKinnon, and then Celebrini, Marner. Hey, Mitch Marner, how are Leaf fans feeling today? Are they celebrating? Are they happy? Are they sad? Yeah, I mean, I guess they're happy, but some of them, bitches that they are, will, it'll be bittersweet, right? Um, I just, I think it's pretty cool that it was Marner that scored it, because it was a lot of Leaf fans that were trolling about Suzuki, and a lot of Leaf fans have been denigrating Marner ever since he left, and better without him, and he was the cause of all our issues, and that he has that clutch overtime goal last year in the Four Nations, and then sets up Crosby, and then the beautiful overtime goal that he scored today. I don't ever quite understand, like, I have not cheered against Marner like last year, even though he was on the Leafs, and Marchand too, even though you know most I have not ever liked Marchand as a Bruin in the NHL, but I when they put on the Canadian jersey, I don't cheer against them, and I can't understand these fans that you know uh, just so critical, hating on Nick Suzuki when he's wearing a Canadian Maple Leaf jersey, right? Like, you put aside those you put aside those differences, those biases, when they put on the, the jersey of our team. At least I do, anyways. I was I was cheering for Marner last spring. I was hoping Marchand played well. And anyway, I'm just glad that all of these haters that were denigrating Suzuki so much ended up eating humble pie, although most of them won't admit it still. It's funny, somebody just reposted on my ex, somebody that had replied and said, how do you feel now? The Suzuki costed us the game. That piece of shit costed us the game. Meaning, like, blaming him on the third Czech goal, where there was one defenseman back, and Nick, it was 3-on-1, and Nick was supposed to cover two guys. He tried. He had one guy covered, but it went to the third guy. And then, of course, the Suzuki haters think, oh, well, that's Suzuki's fault. How come he didn't check two guys at once? He'd actually made a great play in the offensive zone just before that. And then, not getting that's the second time the Canadian defenseman didn't get the puck through. But, yeah, it getting blocked, obviously, and coming back up. But Suzuki's best game by far, I think. I don't think he's been bad, but getting to play at center, getting to play regularly, we saw the difference that it can make. And, as soon as Sid went down, I thought to myself, okay, he's going to put Zook as, I guess that's what they're calling him. If McDavid called him that, that's his nickname, Zook. I guess, I thought, okay, Zook's going to be the one that centers Marner and Stone. And sure enough, and he looked just that much more comfortable all game, because he played center all game today. Started off with, well, they kind of rotated guys in and out of that other line, but he started with Reinhardt and Marchand, was it? And then they brought in Hagel, and kind of Reinhardt sat for a while. Or not Hagel, sorry, they brought in 24 there, Jarvis. And so that's not easy either, right? Having different line mates all the time and rotating. But I thought Suzuki I mean, he almost had the big goal there when he hit it off the post, right? Like I was wondering if that was going to come back to haunt them when he had the open net, and mind you, at a tough angle, but he hit it off the post. Oh, Finland's got a goal. 3 minutes left, third period. It's 2-1. Wanted to watch the end of that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to delay this the start of this any further. I'll keep people that aren't tuned in. I'll keep you posted on here. Aho scored, but funny, a team one goal against Switzerland. Geez, almost think that they could have used an 18-goal NHL scorer in the lineup. That whoever that friggin' coach is for Finns there, he's ridiculous. I can see why. I can see why they the players wanted to get rid of him, because like really, like what is that? Kapanen not getting to play, and now they're starving for goals. Jeez, I wonder why that is. Just ridiculous. But good for them. I'm glad that they're, I'm glad that they're starving for goals, and I'm going for Switzerland here. I guess Canada would end up playing. Would they end up playing the Swiss if the Swiss win, regardless, whether Sweden wins or loses? I'm not exactly certain. Maybe somebody can let me know there. I know if the U.S. wins, and Canada will be playing the Swiss, right? But if Sweden wins, does Canada play Sweden or the Swiss? I don't know that right now at this moment. Something's been going on with X where people aren't able to watch this on X as much as they usually can. I don't know why that's the case. 15. There's something strange going on there. I'm gonna have to try to get that link. Apparently, I have to post the link again or do something. And yeah, it's not coming up. That's weird. Just a sec here. I got to. All right. Well, hopefully that works and people can start tuning in on Twitter. Did you see 6 players on the ice on the third goal for Czechia? Oh, did they really? And yeah, and also that face-off with the kicked it with a skate, right? Yeah, I don't know. Canada deserved to win that game. That much I know. The Czechs weren't. They were not the better team. I mean, they had their moments, and they kudos to them for scoring in the big moments. But what's the deal, with these like Sedlak? 13 points is the most he ever scored at the NHL level. He's like 33 years old. And, he comes up and he scores 2 goals against Canada. And how often do you see that, right? These guys that, couldn't make the NHL if their life depended on it right now. And yet when it comes to the big stage, boom. Oh, the Finns just tied it up. Oh, there you go. Wow. 2 minutes left. They were down. Boy. Swiss are going to have nightmares about this. 6 minutes left. They're up 2-0. Aho scores. Now Heiskanen, yeah, Heiskanen with a goal and an assist. That doesn't surprise me. If I had to win a friggin' playoff game, and you said, okay, who are your first two defensemen? I pick Hedman and Heiskanen. To me, they're the guys I want on my team in a do or die playoff match. But that doesn't surprise me that Heiskanen scored. All right, so that one's going probably going to OT as well. Wish I was watching it now. Son of a gun. Anyway, yeah, I agree that that goal was on Harley. You can't be blaming you got to get that shot through. And if it's not going to get through, then dump it into the corner, right? But he came in too far. Yeah, Marchand. I think Marchand's still. There's something bothering him still. I don't know why Bennett wasn't friggin' playing. I really hope Morrissey's in the lineup and Parayko's out the next game. Suzuki's among the smartest players in the NHL. His reads, his positional play, the way he is constantly on the right side of the puck to gain possession. Yep. People that are just watching the game, like I make a point of watching Suzuki in these matches because he's the Habs player. When he's on the ice, I'm watching him as often or more often than I am watching the puck because he's the one Hab on this team, and he's done a lot of subtle little smart plays throughout the tournament, but today especially, he was very good, solid on the PK as well when he got out there. Yeah, Parayko, I don't know. I for the most part though, I find that I think Harley's played well. I don't think you bring him out of the lineup, but Celebrini got things going. Nice, another nice goal by him, McDavid, with that friggin' play. Beautiful, beautiful kind of, hit the puck to himself, but all about his speed and just how creative he is. Slid the puck back to Celebrini. Nice shot by Celebrini to get it through. I thought the Canadians, okay, they're going to roll here because the Czechs had not looked good up till now in this tournament. Almost, barely squeaked by Denmark, but and Sedlak scored, so they're right back in it. Then Pasternak scores on the power play with Celebrini in the box. When Wilson took that high stick, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Pasternak scores another one here. They're really behind the 8 ball because the Czechs had just put 5 players across the blue line the rest of the game. But second period, Canada dominated. Shots were something like 16-5, all over them in that period. Outshot them 41-24 in the game, by the way. But McKinnon on the power play. It's funny. I tweeted, and I'm on a bit of a delay, so to some people it probably looked like I tweeted it out after McKinnon had scored, but honestly, it was like 2 seconds before McKinnon scored. I said, McKinnon needs to step up, and then boom, he hit the corner off the inside of the post on that power play goal. McDavid, Celebrini assisting. So going to the third, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but it's the Czechs again, and even though Canada look like the better team and we're outplaying them, you had that weird feeling. Oh, here we go. And sure enough, Palat scores with like less than 8 minutes left in the third period, and it was nail biting time. Suzuki, they shortened the bench. Like Susie, after, well, Crosby got hurt, and that was a big thing. Gudis with the stepping up with the big hits all game, and got, I don't know, his knee is definitely. I hope it's not torn ligaments or something like that. Geez, what a blow to Pittsburgh if Sid's out the rest of the year. But he fell awkwardly on his knee. Susie was out there every third shift at that point and playing well, and dumped it in, but dumped it in after he crossed the blue line and he could get to it himself instead of going off. I mean, that was a smart play, right? There was no one else there to forecheck, and we've seen it from Suzuki. He makes those subtle, smart plays all the time. Dumped it in a few feet where he could get to it, won the puck battle, got the puck, waited till the reinforcements came in, got the puck over, went to the front of the net, beautiful tip. And we all breathed a sigh of relief. Cool shot of showing his dad in the stands, cheering. That was pretty cool. That they got the camera onto Papa Suzuki when he got the tying goal. Devon Taves and Seth Jarvis getting the assists on that one. And then, of course, overtime, Marner with the dipsy doodle. That was beautiful. In on 1-on-3, and he found the crease, right? Got in, beautiful backhand, top corner, absolutely wonderful goal. That's going to be one, whenever TSN does their next top 50 golden moments or Canadian Olympic moments, Canadian Olympic hockey team moments or whatever, or top 10, the Suzuki, not the Suzuki, the Marner goal is going to be something that's in that list, I'm sure. Just a beautiful goal and saved them, but let's get to a few. Not going to go too long here, but I thought, come on, have a celebratory pint with everyone that watched the game, and hey, give me your thoughts here, and we'll do some live chat talking. Liam's at Liam McGuire's and he wasn't available. Other guys at work. Finland wins. Oh boy. Oh no. Shocking who scored the goal. Artie Lehkonen. Talk about clutch, eh? Mr. OT himself, Artie Lehkonen, scores the goal. Beautiful. Well, if anyone's going to score, and I don't mind, it's Artie Lehkonen. Arturi Lehkonen. He's a beauty. Yeah. Well, let's get to a few posts here. I click on the video, instantly press the like button. Right on. Yeah. Hey, folks, if you don't mind, press the like button, press the hype button, and if you haven't already, press the subscribe button. All good. I appreciate it. How did Team Canada video coaches miss that? I was screaming at the TV. Yeah, no, I did not see the too many men on the ice. Marshall did absolutely nothing today. Well, I hope Morrissey's back. I mean, they could have used him today. Crow is best served cold. Very well said, Mr. Paul. Nick's dad was smiling ear to ear. Yeah, I know. Pretty cool that they have them mapped out and know where the dads are. And then you see the shots of them, like this Troy Crosby and Sid's mom. They didn't look to they went to the shot of those guys when Sid went down, and I really hope he's back for the next game. They need him. But a good point by Cassie Campbell saying about having those vets, having Doughty there, calm things down a bit when the Czechs took the lead, having those guys that have been there before, just, hey, let's get back to reality here. The game's not over. We can tie this. We can win it. It was weird to see Reinhardt playing center with Wilson and Marchand. Well, Reinhardt was a center in junior and, on and off in his NHL career. So it's not like he can't play center. He's fully capable of playing center, but it does give you a idea of why you bring more than 4 centers. Centers can always play on the wing, but wingers can't always necessarily. It's hard to ask a winger to play center, but that's why you bring at least 6 centers to these international events. So what was the final here? Lehkonen from Lundell and Lindell. So heartbreaking for the Swiss. Oh boy. 6 minutes away. And 2-0 lead. Finns score, and then with 1:12 left, they tie. And then win it in OT. Got to feel for the Swiss. I'd rather played Switzerland than Sweden, but anyway. That's interesting result, to say the least. Big loss if Crosby is injured. I guess so. Parayko, not a factor. Tired of people asking to bring him to Montreal. Well, seems to be a few less, not seeing it quite as often now, eh? Reinbacher and Beck and a first for Parayko. Hopefully we won't be seeing that those trade proposals anytime soon. They had 6 on the ice for the entire shift. Well, that's one way. It's one way of tying her up. The loss of Crosby will hurt badly Canada, and no trust in Binnington. No trust in Binnington. Well, if it wasn't for Binnington, they don't win that game. I'm sorry, but he came up with some clutch saves when the score was 3-2. when the score was 2-2, and then when the score was 3-3, I thought it was over. I got a lot more trust in Bennington than you do, Simo. Great to see Suzuki come through when it counted most. Critical goal. Oh, absolutely. The puck was going wide when Nick tipped it, right? Maybe. Put it this way, it probably wasn't going in the net if Nick didn't tip it. Players from the third line, Suzuki and Marner, saved Team Canada. Yeah, well, I don't know. The Marner, Stone, Crosby line, basically the second line this tournament. It'd been, really. And maybe in ice time too. I haven't looked at the ice time, but I wouldn't doubt that that line been getting more ice time than even the McKinnon line, or close to it at even strength anyways. So kind of like 2A, 2B, along with the McKinnon line, really. McKinnon's fighting something. He hasn't, since that hit or whatever, I don't know that he hasn't been 100% either. And it kind of shows. Hagel, haven't seen a pile from Hagel, but he's the coach's pet there, so they're gonna keep him in a more important lineup than Reinhardt or Bennett, it appears. And it wouldn't be that way for me. It'd be the guys that won the last 2 cups that would be playing, but I think we can figure out why it's the other way around. Crosby is likely done for the tournament. Well, you got to think it's serious if Sid didn't come back for the rest of that game. You got to think probably serious. Yeah, lucky magic. The boys that come up big in big moments seem to keep doing it, right? We saw it Lehkonen against Vegas. Considered the most important goal in Habs history since 1993. That overtime winner against Vegas to advance to the Cup final. And he does it with Colorado numerous times. And now, yeah. Our defense is suspect. They could use a Matheson or Dobson. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I think that's Sweden wins, Canada faces them, but if US wins, Canada faces Finland, right? The only thing that can't happen is Canada facing the US at this point. Yeah, net cash, breakaways, save, no trust. Say what you want about Bennington. I don't know that any of the goals, were necessarily his fault today, but when the game was on the line, dude came up with big saves again, just like last year in that gold medal game. He saved Canada's bacon. So, Skoy George is all revved up. What an afternoon, he says. Yeah, not too bad, eh? Not too shabby. All right, guys and girls, I'm caught up here. Got anything else to say? Jarosky played today, third line. Don't believe he got any points. They were winning. Well, they ended up getting a 6. Let me just check here. I know we didn't get anything on the first 5. No. Big game for Kuznetsov. 4-point game for Evgeny Kuznetsov, but no points. No points for our fella in Salavat Ufa. Jarosky today, but he was playing a third line role. Nick has a nice opportunity replacing Sid in the second line, starting to look more comfortable. Yeah. Well, it almost, like, in a way, the team almost played better when Sid went down, as weird as that might sound, because they had 4 lines then. They weren't mixing it up. They had Suzuki at center where he's more comfortable. And it almost, like, you know, they put McKinnon up with Celebrini and McDavid. But when McKinnon does go up with those guys, second line is Suzuki, Marner, and Stone. So, yeah. Right? I mean, Suzuki's a key here. Like, anyone that says that doesn't understand just how versatile he is, right? And how he can help the lineup. He just doesn't understand hockey and doesn't follow Nick Suzuki very closely. Guy's versatile. He can play anywhere in that lineup, and he's not going to hurt you at all. That's for sure. Oh, okay. Just a second here. I have to try to okay. I finally figured out how I for some reason I have to share it on X to get people watching. That's weird. Okay. I'm drank, Grant. I thought it was evening. You're drank, eh? Yeah. Okay. Wish more people were drank, because you're the only one posting here, pretty much, Sky George. Those who are just all of a sudden the numbers going up on X. All right. Thank you for tuning in. If you're on X, hey, go Habs, go Canada, go. Big win. Suzuki saves the day. Cool Hand Zook. McDavid called him Zook, so I guess that's his nickname, Zook. I did post it on X, but for some reason I have to share it. I have to press the live button and share it on X now for people to see it. I gotta post it manually. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Yeah, Mr. Suzuki saves the day. And all the people that were all the folks that were riding his ass are friggin' wishing they hadn't done so now. Lice now. I got to change that to live now, I think, folks. All right. Okay. Now we're finally getting a few people tuning in. Naysayers suspiciously quiet now. Yeah. Well, it was. I mean, I just posted, hey, Well, I'll say the post here. Suzuki has taken a lot of heat over the past few days, and many are saying he should be out of the lineup. He remains on the second line with Hagel and McKinnon. I expect Nick to step up today. He's been a clutch, big game player since junior. Let's go, Nick. And of course, all the Ottawa and Toronto Hicks, or whatever, haters, he's terrible. He's been terrible this game. He's to blaming him for that third goal when it was Harley that made the big mistake, and Nick's trying to cover two guys at the same time on the 3-on-1, and that apparently was his fault. But he again, even if he hadn't tipped that in and it had somehow gone in the net, he still made the big play, the smart play before that. But then he not only starts the play, he finishes it with that beautiful tip. And I just thought, hey, fantastic job by him to come through in the clutch like that. By the way, you see the two sponsors we have here in the corners. Logs End is absolutely fabulous place to get your flooring, reclaimed wide plank flooring, logs taken out of the Ottawa River. They cut them into beautiful wide plank flooring. There's a fella here, right there. You might recognize him. 10-time Stanley Cup winner, Yvan Cournoyer. He got his house completely refurbished with flooring from Logs End, and he couldn't have been happier with the job they did. So go to logsend.com, and if you're impressed with their website as I am, and maybe you want to get a quote, tell them that Grant and Yvan sent you, and they will look after you. Next Level Hockey, my other sponsor, they just joined up this week. Go to nextlevelhockey.com, nextlevel/hockey.com. Check out their, the various hockey schools that they have coming up. If you want to enroll your son or daughter or nephew or niece in a hockey school, I would check out these guys. They're in Montreal. They've developed a lot of really good players, including Owen Beck, who spent some time there a couple summers ago and got a lot of really good tutoring. So nextlevelhockey.com. Go check out their website. It's you'll be impressed by the website, and you'll be impressed by everything. Very organized, great tutoring, great coaching staff. Next Level Hockey. All right. So big win. Two straight overtime games, so you can't ask for much more excitement than that at the Olympic Games, right? Canada pulls it off late. Finland pulls it off late. Slovakia, I haven't got to that to them yet. It's kind of nice actually to see some of the other players step up. Slav carried Slovakia to this point in the tournament. Major reason why they played, they didn't have to play in the qualification round and got one of the easier matchups in the quarterfinals. And the other guy stepped up. Big game. He wasn't even in on the first 5 goals. And then, of course, with the empty net, who's out there? Slav's out like basically the whole time, and makes the play on the empty netter that sealed it. But Dalibor, Dvorsky, you know, we're getting a good idea of why I liked him so much, but why he was a top 10 pick. I actually ranked him third overall in the draft. I just thought, this guy is a big game player. He'll step up when the games are on the line, and he'll be a playoff performer once, St. Louis, and they aren't that far away. Give him a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and I can see Dvorsky being just continuing to do what he's always done in big game situations, step up and produce. He had a goal and an assist today. 2 2-point games. He's got 6 points, 4 games in the as a 20-year-old at the Olympics. That's damn impressive, and I'm happy for him because he's always been a personal favorite. Yeah, I had him ranked. Like, if you'd have gone by my list in the Reinbacher draft, I had Dvorsky third overall, so he'd have been the guy if it was up to me. That the Canadians would have selected that year. But I also had Leonard. I had Dvorsky 3, Leonard 4, and Reinbacher 6. I ended up having those. So those were the 2 highest guys on my list. But Reinbacher was right there, and it was between those 3 guys for me, for the Canadians to pick. And as things have turned out, and I really do believe this, honestly, sure, Dvorsky and Leonard would have been great picks, but I also think that Reinbacher. I also did clips, by the way, of his last game again, and he was outstanding once again. I'm going to put up another video on Reinbacher later this week, because he just continues to impress me. He's ready, he's more than ready, but the Canadians are being cautious and not rushing him, and I suppose that's fine. Yeah. Grant, I was shocked but not surprised. Susie does this all the time for us. Yeah, Zook. McDavid calls him Zook, so I'm going to start calling him Zook. Marner called him Nick. Don't know where he got that from, but Roadrunner, baby. Yes, the Roadrunner likes his flooring from Logs End, folks. We're almost only got 2 weeks left. So, I mean, even if you don't want flooring, get in touch with them. Get a quote anyway. Maybe someone in your family. Maybe someone you know. Tell them I sent you. Check it out. Czechia had 6 players on the ice on their 3rd goal. Yeah, well, doesn't matter now, does it? Naysayers, suspiciously quiet now. Absolutely. There'll still be some silly geese that weigh in. Yeah, and it's funny that it's mostly, like I say, mostly Sens and Leaf fans, and I don't get, again, last year I was not cheering against Marner in the Four Nations Cup because he plays for, because he played for Toronto. Once they put on that Maple Leaf jersey, I'm even pulling for Marchand. So it's just silly. Chester thinks it's silly too. He's weighing in. Who is this? Nose up now. Check it out. Czechia had 6 players. Kind of a new name. Nose up now. Are you a bit of an arrogant sort, or even if you are? Hey, it's nice of you to weigh in. Thank you. Who you got? Sweden or U.S., Grant? That's a good question. I am going to say Sweden. I think they pull the upset. I've been pretty good at my predictions. I said Canada'd win. I said Slovakia'd win. I said Suzuki come up big today. So even if I don't necessarily believe it, that's what I'm saying. Sweden for the win. What do you think, folks? Harvey missed the game. Harvey Marvey. There's a new name. Thanks, Harvey, for showing up. And hey, you should not have missed the game, my friend. Love your show, Grant. Thank you. Oh, you put a Q in there. Don't worry, I knew you were talking about me. I don't know anybody spelled GRQNT. Hey, Chester. Yeah, Chester weighing in. He enjoyed the game today. Although when I jump in the air, it kind of startles him a bit. And I must say a couple of times when Suzuki, when Zook tied it up, I may have got a little excited. And and then of course that Marner goal. That was pretty special. Well, the Swedish game is getting going soon here, folks. I'm going to go another 5 minutes or so here, and then we'll wrap it up. You got any questions? You got any more comments? Get them in now, and we'll have to wrap it up and go watch the game. Canada US tomorrow. Little leery about that one, but I'll be backing the girls all the way. Hopefully they can come up with their best game in the last couple of years, and Debian great in nets. They're gonna need it. Maybe get a bounce or two, and who knows? Like, should the Czechs have won today? No. So you never know. You never know in a one game knockout thing what can happen. Eh? Drum dudes, I'm gonna say Sweden too, Grant. Let's will it to happen. Yeah, absolutely. I think I might go out. I haven't been out to my local pub for almost 3 weeks now. I may slide out, catch some of the game there. Cheer on the Swedes. I wish there were some Habs playing on there. Swedes, but I'll be cheering for them nevertheless. Certainly no Habs players playing on the US for some reason. Slav. I bet you Slav comes up big next game. Don't sleep on Slovakia. They'll be going for it. Probably lose tomorrow, but they'll be tough in the bronze medal game if they do as well. Laval is doing well. Yeah, aren't they? Very, very well. I think they're fifth in win percentage, if I'm not mistaken, in the AHL. I think funny, the Toronto Marlies played this afternoon, like during a game in Toronto during the Canada match. I wonder what attendance was like for that one. Like, which, should you rather do? Go watch the Toronto Marlies or Canada in the quarterfinals? So Marlies lose, and that's good. Hershey beat them 3-2. That's good for Laval as well. They have a 7-point lead on Syracuse, 10 points on Cleveland, 12 on the Marlies, 17-point lead on Belleville, who is the safe to say that the Rocket are going to make the playoffs. Belleville's out of the playoffs. They'd have to completely collapse not to make it. So good that this year that it's a little less of a question, because last year, even though they were good, it was just so tight in that entire division. But 30 plus 33 in goal differential. Well, folks, I have a feeling that this isn't the first time the rest of this year that we're going to see big goals for Nick Suzuki. I think I have a feeling it's the first of many to come here, including in the playoffs. He's just got that knack for stepping up in the big moments. He was such a, I mean, if they don't add him to this team, is Canada playing in the semifinals? I don't know. Maybe not. Like Mark Scheifele would have been a nice add, but does he step up in the big moment? Hard to say, right? Okay, folks, it's Francois. Was it discussed how Czechia had 6 players on the ice? No, nobody brought that up at all, Francois. Thank you for yeah, it's been like the main topic. Did the announcers pick that up? Because I didn't. I mean, when was this revealed? Like, was it revealed after the game by the panel, or did everybody just happen to notice it, but nobody calling the game did, or did they mention it and I didn't catch it, or? Thanks, Grant. Enjoy the game. I'm going to watch it myself. Yeah. You learned about it, what, just on social media? Or did the broadcasters say something? I'm just curious, because they didn't seem to notice either, right? Okay. Well, we're not getting any contributions in here. French TV and local crowd didn't notice. Yeah, players and local crowd didn't notice. Crazy, eh? Well, I didn't notice. I never noticed that there were 6 men on the ice. That would have been a catastrophe. Well, good thing for the officials that Canada came back, because that would that would put the finger on the curling rock at the hog line to shame as far as potential scandals go, right? Okay, well, I guess we'll see you folks after the semifinals. I hope I hope Slav comes up big. Susie comes up big. Cappy, be nice if he plays, but I guess not at this point. Guess he won't be. Imagine bringing a kid over, and not playing him one shift. Like, come on. Fourth leading goal scorer in the NHL on your team, and he can't play a shift. I feel for Cappy, but I guess he's getting rested. You know, if he needed a rest, I guess that's what he's getting. I arrived late, but best minute of my day. All right, Francois. Well, I would stay, but I got to go watch that game. So, and I'm sure that's what other people are doing too, because we're down to 49 here. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, folks. As always, much appreciated. See you after the semifinal, whatever time that is. It'll be soon after, within a half hour at the end of the game, of the Canada game. I'll do a post game for that. Okay. Thank you. Go Canada, go. Bye for now.